The walls of sound felt like they were closing in on us, and we were silent for a while. And then Ben looked at me very seriously and said, "I'm going to get so much play in college. I'm going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records under the category Most Honey Bunnies Ever Pleased." I laughed. I was thinking about how Radar's parents actually were in the Guinness Book of World Records when I noticed a pretty African-American girl with spiky little dreads standing above us. It took me a moment to realize that the girl was Angela, Radar's, I guess, girlfriend. "Hi," she said to me. "Hey," I said. She scooted a chair around to the head of the table. "I figure you guys probably know Marcus better than anyone," she said, using Radar's real name. She leaned toward us, her elbows on the table. "It's a crap job, but someone's got to do it," Ben answered, smiling. "Do you think he's like embarrassed of me?" Ben laughed. "What? No. Technically," I added, "you should be embarrassed of him." She rolled her eyes, smiling, a girl accustomed to compliments. "But he's never, like, invited me to hang out with you, though." "Oh," I said, getting it finally. "That's because he's embarrassed of us." She laughed. "You seem pretty normal." "You've never seen Ben snort Sprite up his nose and then spit it out of his mouth," I said. "But really, you wouldn't worry? I mean, we've been dating for 5 weeks and he's never even taken me to his house." Ben and I exchanged a knowing glance and I scrunched up my face to suppress laughter. "What?" she asked. "Nothing," I said. "Honestly, Angela, if he was forcing you to hang out with us and taking you to his house all the time, then it would definitely mean he didn't like you. Are his parents weird?" I struggled with how to answer that question honestly. No, they're cool, I guess. They're just kind of overprotective." "Yeah, overprotective," Ben agreed a little too quickly. She smiled and then got up, saying she had to go say hi to someone before lunch was over. "That girl is awesome," Ben said. "I know. I wonder if we can replace Radar with her." "She's probably not that good with computers, though. We need someone who's good at computers. By the way, nice call saying that Radar's folks are overprotective." "Well, it's not my place to tell her," I said. The period was almost over, so Ben, I just turned my phone off, so don't feel bad. The same thing almost happened to me. The period was almost over, so Ben and I got up and put our trays onto the conveyor belt, the very same conveyor belt that Chuck Parson had thrown me onto freshman year, sending me into the terrifying netherworld of Winter Park's dishwashing core. We walked over to Radar's locker and were standing there when he raced up just after the first bell. "We just dined with Angela," I said. Ben smirked at Radar and said, "Yeah, she wants to know why she's never been to your house." Radar exhaled a long breath as he spun the combination to open his locker. He breathed for so long I thought he might pass out. "Crap," he said finally. "Are you embarrassed about something?" I asked, smiling. "Shut up," he answered, poking his elbow into my gut. "You live in a lovely home," I said. "Seriously, bro," added Ben, "she's a nice girl. I don't see why you can't introduce her to your parents and show her cast of Radar." Radar threw his books into his locker and shut it. The din of conversation around us quieted just a bit as he turned his eyes toward the heavens and shouted, "It is not my fault that my parents own the world's largest collection of black Santas!" When I was writing that scene, I never thought that would happen. I heard Radar say the world's largest collection of black Santas probably 1,000 times in my life, and it never became any less funny to me. But he wasn't kidding. I remember the first time I visited. I was maybe 13. It was spring, many months past Christmas, and yet black Santas lined the windowsills. Black Santa candles adorned the dining room table. A black Santa oil painting hung above the mantel, which was itself lined with black Santa figurines. The light-up plastic black Santa that stood in their postage stamp front yard from Thanksgiving to New Year's spent the rest of the year proudly keeping watch in a corner of the guest bathroom, a bathroom with homemade black Santa wallpaper created with paint and a Santa-shaped sponge. In every room except Radar's, their house was awash in black Santa-dom. Plaster and plastic and marble and clay and wood and resin and cloth. In total, Radar's parents owned more than 1,200 black Santas of various sorts. As a plaque beside their front door proclaimed, Radar's house was an officially registered Santa landmark, according to the Society for Christmas. "You just gotta tell her, man," I said. "You just gotta say, Angela, I really like you, but there's something you need to know. When we go to my house to hook up, we will be watched by the 2,400 eyes of 1,200 black Santas." Radar ran a hand through his buzz cut and shook his head. "Yeah, I don't think I'll put it exactly like that, but I'll deal with it." I think say one thing about why I wrote about black Santas, which was not just in the hopes that you would laugh. And also why this book has 2 covers, which is this. We have to be really careful how we imagine our stories. And we have to be really careful how we imagine our myths. And we have to be really careful how we imagine each other. Because what we imagine is a funny way of becoming true. Paper Towns, for those of you who've read it, is a book about the relationship between, this isn't going to make it seem very interesting to those of you who haven't read it, but hopefully I've already sold you. Is a book about the relationship between what we see when we look at a map and what we see when we look at the real place, and the way that the map affects the real place and the real place affects the map. I think that's why I wrote about Black Santas, was to urge us to be more cautious and thoughtful about the way that we imagine our stories. And the reason I wrote Paper Towns was to sort of explore how we might do a better job of imagining one another. I cannot tell you how excited I am right now because I get off stage, and this is intimidating. Maybe a year ago, or was it less than a year ago? Some number of months ago, I discovered on YouTube a channel called Sweet Afton 23, which is Molly Lewis's YouTube channel, and I heard a song called My Hope, which is about MySpace, and it is not only a funny song, it is also sort of rich in pathos and thoughtfulness in all kinds of surprising ways. And I really do think that Molly is kind of brilliant, and I don't want to build her up too much because she's looking at me angrily, but I do want to say, I was on Molly's Twitter today, and I just want to share this joke with you. Her Twitter's about me is this: this is how the world ends, not with a blog, but with a Twitter. Sweet Afton 23.